The valley that listened. The valley of Elaru was shaped like a cupped hand, and in its center ran a warm, silver river. The people believed the land itself could hear them. Children were taught to speak softly to the rocks, to thank the soil before planting. But more than anything else, they spoke to the snakes. Long, sun-dark serpents slid through fields and temples alike, unbothered, unharmed. The elders said the snake had been there before the first hut, before the first name was spoken aloud. The serpent of beginnings. At the heart of the valley stood a low stone shrine. No roof, no doors. Coiled around a pillar was the carving of the first serpent. Eyes inlaid with amber, mouth closed in eternal patience. Every spring, the people brought milk, honey, and warm stones for the living snakes that gathered there. They believed the serpents carried the memory of the world in their bodies, shedding old skins the way time shed years. Shared ground. Snakes lived everywhere in Elaru. They curled beneath beds, warmed themselves on doorsteps, slid between ankles in the marketplace. When a snake crossed your path, you stopped and waited. To step over it was an insult. To kill one was unthinkable. Mothers told their children that snakes knew the shape of every heartbeat, and that as long as the serpents were calm, the valley would remain at peace. The blessing bite once in a long while. A snake would nip someone, never deep, never deadly. The beating would be brought to the shrine, where priests painted serpent symbols on their skin and spoke prayers of balance. Those people were said to gain insight, strange dreams, or good harvests. The bites were seen as messages, not punishments, proof that the serpents were awake and watching. The first real death came quietly. A boy named Senu was found near the river. Lips blue, body still. 2 puncture marks bloomed on his ankle like dark flowers. The valley froze. Priests argued it was a mistake, an imbalance in the boy's spirit. Elders whispered that perhaps the river snake had been statued. Still, the shrine received double offerings that season. No one spoke of fear yet, but it had arrived. The bites began to happen more often. A farmer in the field, a weaver in her sleep. This time, the venom did not spare them. Funerals replaced festivals. People started lighting fires at night to keep snakes away, though they still bowed when one passed. Love and terror tangled together in the valley like roots beneath the soil. Arguments broke out in the open. For the first time, some claimed the snakes were angry, disrespected, or neglected. Others said the serpents were changing, growing wild, no longer guidance but beasts. The priest fasted and prayed, but even they flinched when scales brushed their feet. The shrine's offerings spoiled untouched. Snakes no longer gathered there as they once had. One night, a woman woke to pain, fear in her calf, her child screaming beside her. She survived barely. At dawn, her husband found the snake coiled in the corner, thick and gleaming. He did not bow. He did not wait. he crushed his head with a stone. When words spread, the valley held its breath. The sky did not fall. The river did not dry. Something far worse happened. Nothing. Blood on the stones. Fear learned how to hold a weapon. People began hunting snakes in alleys, fields, and temples. The shrine was shattered. Amber eyes stolen or smashed. The river banks ran red with crushed bodies. Some cried as they killed, others did not. They told themselves it was survival, that the snakes had betrayed them first. Children were taught new rules: run, strike, burn. Eventually, there were no snakes left in Elaro. The valley felt emptier, louder somehow. Rats flooded the granaries. Crops failed. Dreams became restless, shape-edged, and sharp-edged. People stopped talking about old days, but everyone felt it. The absence sliding through their lives like a missing leaf. Years later, an old woman swore she saw a single snake skin by the river, thin and pale as memory. No one believed her. The valley no longer listened. But sometimes when the ground warmed at dusk, people felt washed, not with anger, not with mercy, but with the quiet patience of something that had once been adored and learned never to trust hands again. The end.